Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another edition of the Moni Podcast. I am your host, Moni, and today we're going to be talking about how important it is to have a journal. Journaling can help you, declutter your mind, spark joy, and create space for the life you really want to live. So, on this episode of the Morning Podcast, we're going to dive into the power of putting pen to paper. My guest, Ella Grant, is the creator of the Fun to Fill Bullet Style Journal, and she's the founder of Lala Life Inc. She's built a beautiful movement around mindful journaling, creativity, and self discovery. She's inspiring people to reflect, reset, and reconnect with themselves. She's young, creative, and wise beyond her years. And today we're going to be diving in how writing can become your greatest form of therapy. Please help me welcome my guest, Ella Grant.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction.
We have to do it.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for taking the time.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
It's so fitting to have you on our show because I talk a lot about like taking care of your mind, journaling, and mental health. So when I saw your journal, I was like, yep, we gotta have a show. This just falls right into what we talk about, what we discuss. So you have to tell me what inspired you to create the Fun to Fill Bullet Style Journal.
Yeah, so for that one, we can actually go back to the year 2020. I think that's a year that for a lot of people, anxiety got a lot worse. And for me, I've always struggled with anxiety for most of my life. And during COVID, that got a lot worse for me. And that was mostly because I started to experience these very intense, debilitating attacks of pain in my head. They would come with a lot of disorientation and dizziness too. And the episodes lasted about 30 seconds to a minute, but sometimes they would even linger for hours. And at its worst, I was having about 30 episodes per day. So suddenly around COVID, I was going through all this pain, and that led to a lot of, and all that was, the pain was triggered by very ordinary movements. So if even just if I were to stand up from this chair right now, or bend over and pick something up off the ground, even like laughing or looking side to side with my eyes were all just triggers of this really intense pain. So that led to, of course, a lot of doctor's appointments and medical tests, which are scary, like during COVID too. It's even scarier to go into hospitals and medical centers, but I ended up being diagnosed with a brain malformation. So yeah, it's called Chiari malformation. Thankfully, it's not life-threatening, but it is something that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. And basically what it means is the back of my brain, it goes down into my spinal column. So it creates a lot of crowding and pressure there. So my cerebral spinal fluid can't flow as freely. So that creates a lot of pain for me. And that led to me being offered a very invasive brain surgery that usually would give people an 80% chance of feeling better. But just because of the way that my symptoms were, I was only given a 60% chance of improvement. Yeah, so my parents and I decided not to do the brain surgery, and we looked for alternative therapies instead, which have been really helpful to me. But because there was no medication or cure, that just made me so negative about my life and my future, and feeling so hopeless that I'm really just focusing on all the things I could not do anymore. And to go even back to the original question, that's when I really started to do bullet journaling more, because of all of that. And what bullet journaling is, for those of you who might not know, actually I have my old one here I was doing at that time. And what bullet journaling did for me, it really just switched my mindset to be more positive and focusing on the things that I could still do and what I had going for me. So what bullet journaling is, it's basically like a very artistic form of journaling. It uses, so this is my outline, it uses like dotted pages to help guide various drawings, to go along with different trackers and pages that you fill in and entries for each month. So that's when I started to bullet journal a lot. And these drawings, they take a lot of time to set up.
Yeah.
And I was noticing, and I was noticing that although I was feeling so many benefits from it, which we can obviously talk about, it takes a lot of time to set up. And for some people, if you miss a month because things just get busy,
Yes.
if you can lose momentum and feel guilty that you haven't set up the month in advance. So I thought it would be so great to have a bullet journal set up with all these tools and things that can help people, but without the challenge of doing the work of the setup. So that's where I decided to make this journal. The Fun to Build Bullet Cell Journal gives such a nice introduction to. It has all the artwork and drawings already set up, because what I really wanted to do is give other people hope and tools that they can also shift their mindset, because that's something that's possible to do, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like that. Yeah.
They are beautiful. I'm just looking
Thank
at
you.
and it's purple.
It's purple. I know. I was like, oh my gosh.
It's such a beautiful journal. I love that. And it's interesting that you said the symptoms happened around COVID.
Yeah.
You know, COVID was such a rough time for everyone. A lot of people got diagnosed with so many different illnesses and disorders.
Just happened to be quite a coincidence.
Anxiety was a big one around the height of COVID. And just to see how you were able to channel that into an outlet to feel better. I really, really love that. This journal that you have, was there like a particular moment or experience that sparked your healing journey, would you say?
With the
journal, yeah.
I would say it was maybe not a particular one moment, but more the everyday consistency of filling it out and setting up the drawings, because it's something that was affecting me so deeply with my head pain and my anxiety, of course, that kind of was around that it was almost just every day slowly like writing down my habits, things that I was able to do that day, or writing down something I'm grateful for. So a little bit, little by little, slowly, it was like a healing journey. So it was more just, but I feel like eventually I was it was almost a light bulb moment, like, oh, this journal is just helping me so much. That I almost didn't realize that's exactly what it was as I was doing it day by day. It was a accumulation of
all that. Yeah. Because I journal as well. I have my own journal. It isn't fancy, like,
right.
I do journal, and I find it like very therapeutic to release what I'm going through on paper. So I'm a big journaling person. I really love to do it. So I just wanted to get into more with yours. Like, many people start journaling, but they like eventually fall off. It's not consistent. How can someone stay consistent and make journaling part of their lifestyle?
Yeah, that's a good one. For me, when I first started, it was more just building it into my routine.
Yeah.
But in a way that doesn't feel forced. I think sometimes if it becomes like a rule that I have to do it like every night at this time before I go to sleep, it almost doesn't feel therapeutic.
Exactly.
So it almost has to be at a time that you feel like doing it, but almost to still set that time aside, that this is the time for me to do it, this journaling that I know is good for me. And really just to almost set it up in a way that it feels good to do, like in a space that you like to be in, and because if you want to do it, you're going to be consistent with it. I think that's really what it is.
That's true. Yeah. If it's not forced and you just feel like you want to just do it any time, any day, whatever is coming to you, and you just want to put it on paper. I think that's the right way. I felt like I fell off a little bit with my journaling because at a time it felt forced. Like at night when I'd be in bed, I'm like, guess I should write in my journal.
I know what I mean. Like, I know what you mean.
And it just didn't sound,
Yeah.
like,
And that's not even how it should be.
should be.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was almost dreading what I was going to write
Right.
in that journal. I was like, I had a really rough day. I really have to write about
You didn't write about it, right?
And that's what
Yeah.
at times would turn me off. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like one. Yeah.
For this journal where that's different from there, because I was noticing that.
Yeah.
And the way I've set this up, and even if we talk about like a couple of the pages in here, you don't want to write about maybe the bad things that happened because you don't want to revisit it. This is like, for just an example, one of the pages that would be in here for the month, the mood tracker. So what you would do is color in each emotion a different color, and then color every day based on how you felt. So when you were saying like you had kind of a tough day, if you don't want to sit for 30 minutes and physically write down all this stuff, maybe just coloring in the sad face just can make you feel like, yeah, it wasn't a great day, it's okay. And it's kind of fun because you color, you almost feel better after you did that.
And it's a release. Like when you do color, it's supposed to make you feel better.
Yeah.
So,
That's just a very quick thing. Like, how long does it take to color that in, right?
Yes.
So kind of takes away that feeling of like almost like journaling being like a chore or something.
Yeah.
It's become so fun and very easy. That was kind of the goal behind it, was just to make it so easy so that you do stay consistent.
Now that you're showing me the mood tracker, let's talk about some of the unique features in your journal that makes it different from others that's on the market. I think that's a good one. What else we got going on?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I'll just do another one that's right beside it right now. So every month has the same set trackers and pages in it. They just repeat with different themes and artwork. So I'll show you a couple, but just the one right beside the moon tracker is habit tracker. So this was one that really helped me when I was focusing on the things that I could still do. So for example, I got 8 hours of sleep.
Nice.
You write down up to 4 things that you want to work on doing every day. More than 4 can become overwhelming.
Yes.
But just coloring in each of the days that you do that thing can just be like a visual cue to help you not break your streak. So it's almost just kind of a motivational tool.
It looks very good. Nice.
Thank you. And more purple.
Yes.
Another one, gratitude, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, this was, and if I even go to even another one here, it looks very different across each one. The way that you would fill out the gratitude. Yeah, everything is so different, the mood tracker. But for gratitude, I think that's one that for a lot of people can be super helpful, because when we're having maybe a bad day, or we can get stuck in the cycle of negative thinking, and it's really hard to break that. So by just writing down something that you're grateful for, even if it's small, like some of these things are like when clothes are on sale, like that's me, right?
That's a big one.
Yeah. But yeah, just kind of help you break that cycle of negative thinking. So just small things like that even are. I feel like this one you'll really like too. Affirmations.
I have a big affirmation.
Yes, me as well, 100%.
Nice.
So for these ones, those couple I just showed you were in the monthly section.
Yes.
Every month those pages repeat, as well as some others. But this is in the ongoing pages to do throughout the year, since this is a 12-month journal. But the affirmations page, and affirmations they're just so powerful, right? To boost self-esteem,
they do,
confidence, even just the way you just see yourself
and
what you're able to do
right away.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. And in terms of those mirrors, because it's more powerful.
It is.
Like when it's in the mirror.
In the morning, that's what I do. I just look in the mirror and I just say, you so nice. You are loved.
Yes.
Loaded.
I love that.
Speak life into yourself,
Yeah.
And it's good. The mirrors are fitting because on them it says, I am beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm healthy and strong.
Mm-hmm.
Love affirmations.
Yeah. And us, like, the affirmations too, I think. I love, like, the way that you were saying, like, I am, because I think a lot of people, when they think affirmations, they're like, I will be strong. I will believe it. It's like, I am.
now.
I have to believe it right now to make it happen.
Make it happen. Put it out there. Definitely. Would love that.
So that's just a couple examples of what's in the journal.
She has a nice journal here, guys. I wish, like, for those of you guys listening, try and go on the YouTube channel so you can actually see the journal. Very pretty, very nice, and it's very catchy. If I was looking for a journal and I said, like, yeah, this one, this one, a little bit on your faith and growth and your mindset. You're young, yet your content feels deeply mature. Just hearing you speak about it's very mature. Where does that wisdom and faith come from, would you say?
That's a big question. I would say, in terms of wisdom or the way that I think about things, I think a lot of that I've been really fortunate to have such a close relationship with my parents. And for me, like, they do offer me a lot of advice, a lot of wisdom, and I feel very grateful to have that coming from them. And even just feeling that they give me the feeling that they can handle the heaviness of whatever it is that I'm going through. So I will never be in a place that I feel I can't tell them what I'm going through or what I'm feeling about anything, because I always get the assurance that they're there for me and they're supporting me. And I know for a lot of people that it's not necessary, they don't necessarily have that relationship with their parents. Maybe it's someone else, but I do feel very lucky that I have that closeness with my parents. And I think that's been like a huge driving factor
to your wisdom. And it shows. It's true. She brought up a good point. If you don't really have that relationship or that influence, it kind of doesn't pour out into you, it's shown really well. You show that from your mom's side, a little bit of the spark is there. So
thank you. I feel very lucky. Even like with creating this journal, honestly, would not have been possible without their support. And
awesome. Love that. What's one major mindset shift that you've had recently that perhaps have changed your outlook on life? Would you say?
I would say, so I just started college in the fall. And for me, one of the main things I've kind of noticed, like a shift that I've noticed, or I have realized recently that I am a person who really feels and like absorbs other people's energy easily. I feed off the energy of others. I really noticed that recently. And I just, especially through starting college, I've really been lucky to meet a really great group of friends and people who have a very positive energy to them. And if anything, that has been the thing that's made me realize like how important it is to surround yourself with people who like lift you up and make you feel.
It's true.
Yeah. And even just the realization that it's so important to be in control of how I feel rather than let so many outside factors impact me so much. So that's probably been a big realization. And also just that stress doesn't serve you. I think I've just learned that a lot recently, and that it's just so important to enjoy what you're doing.
I love it. I love that. Stress doesn't serve you. That should be on a t-shirt. Stress
a purple t-shirt.
Yes.
Right?
That is such a good one. Stress doesn't serve you. I really love that one. And it's interesting how you say energy. I feed off of energy as well.
Yes.
Like, you ever like start a shift, and if somebody's in a bad mood, it kind of rubs off on you a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, you try to like change their mindset, uplift them a little bit, get them to out of that funk, as I call it. So you're right. You have to surround yourself with like a positive vibe, positive vibration, because the negativity, it can weigh on you.
Yeah.
So how do you protect your peace in an age where everything is so public and online? How do you protect your peace?
Peace.
Yeah,
very important. I would say for me, I'm a very creative and artistic person. Like, that's something that makes me really happy. It's something I feel like I always get to have it as part of my life.
Yeah.
And even just like in like this digital time, everything's online. That's why even like just putting a pen to paper is such a different feeling. It's so grounding. And for me, that's like my outlet. It's art. It's like I've been trying to get back into painting more and just doing that sort of thing. But just where I can be creative and artistic is where it's just time for me to think of just go through my mind, even just put down what I'm feeling through artwork. It's just for me, that's like my outlet. And it is a break from thinking about what's going on in the world. And you can't really escape that when, as soon as I open my phone, even just checking email, 20 minutes later, I've been scrolling on Instagram, like, and then I'm thinking about all these things that are going on. So almost just like putting that away and looking at something physical, like a project I'm doing. Yeah.
Peace, very important. And do you ever take like social media breaks, stuff like
Yeah, I actually should get better at that, but I do. I'm not really a big like scrolling person.
Okay.
I like to watch like long form like YouTube videos more. But yeah, I do some. I never feel good after I've been spending a lot of time on it, like Instagram or something. I'm like, oh, I just scrolled for like 30 minutes. What am I doing? So yeah, I try to take breaks as much as I can.
30, yeah, no, it's true. You have to give yourself, especially your brain, a breather.
Yes.
Social media,
Yeah.
put down those gadgets. I've been trying to do that lately. I find, especially at night when I'm in bed, I'm in bed, I'm like,
But it's hard. It's hard.
so hard,
right? So hard. Like, what our video? But this is so funny. It's making me happy. Yeah.
very important. Protect your peace. You often talk about like self-discovery. What does that mean to you, and how can writing help someone uncover their true self? Self-discovery.
I think with self-discovery, it's a lot of just, I would say, like you say, writing down. I think when you write, you're almost, you're almost being just honest with yourself.
Exactly.
Because you're not having to hear yourself say it, which I think can be hard sometimes, like, because your thoughts are just internal. So writing it down is, I feel like it's more similar to that. So, I would say that's probably a way, but, yeah, like self-discovery. I also think just aside from the journaling aspect, just trying more things, more opportunities, almost being, for me, has been like being comfortable, being uncomfortable, because you just discover more about what you can do. Because if you always stay within what you're comfortable with, you're never going to learn, oh, I actually like this. Like for me, after publishing this journal, I've had a lot of like speaking opportunities. So doing presentations and at like, for example, like my school board's like superintendent meeting when I was in high school, or like various talks that I've done in front of groups of people. And before that point, I would not have known that I actually really enjoyed like public speaking.
It's true.
And I was so scared going up for that. But that's a huge self-discovery thing for me, has been talking with people or presenting. And that's not something I would have just been like, oh no, I'm now scared to do that. Yeah.
I totally feel you on that. Because even with this podcast, a lot of people are just like, what are you doing? I thought you were an introvert.
Introvert. It's different. This is still a one-on-one. That's kind of introverted.
And the public speaking. Some of the engagements that I've been invited to speak before, I would have never thought to do that. So you're right. The self-discovery, you find out certain things that you never thought you would do.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's 100%.
Definitely a good thing. You uncover your true self and your calling. You just never know where your path may lead and what doors may open for you. So that's a big one right there. I love the name of your company. La La Life. La La Life. It sounds so nice. It's wrong off. How did La La Life Inc. begin, and what's your broader mission behind it?
Yeah. So I guess the name kind of came from, well, the Lala part. When it's actually kind of funny, my youngest brother, he's 5 years younger than me, when he was first learning how to talk, he like couldn't say Ella, so he would just call me Lala. So it's like kind of stuck in my house. So sometimes I'm like, oh, Lala. So that's where that part comes from. And then life is from the fact that it starts as a journal, but it's all about changing your mindset. So it turns into more of a lifestyle and a way of thinking. So that's kind of how like the branding came to be.
That's unique. That's very nice.
Yeah. And then the kind of mission behind it would just be like I've discovered that these tools can help like the gratitude, the mood tracking, affirmations, they can help so much to shift your way of thinking to be more positive. And I just want to be able to share that hope with as many people as possible that you can shift your minds, like it is possible and it doesn't have to be so hard, that it can actually be really fun to do as well. And just to that's really my mission, just to share this with people, because if there's something that can help so many people, then I want to be able to give people access to that in a way that's like easy to do too. So that's kind of just the whole mission. Yeah.
That's very nice. And if you can help just one individual, you've done a lot. Because when I published my book, I thought I was like, people are going to read my story. They're going to judge me. Oh my gosh, I don't really want to release it. But I got so many feedback and reviews, and people just says, your book really helped me. And that really motivated me to keep going. So with this journal, you definitely have to put more out or do more around it, because I can see where it's life-changing. Just by looking. I briefly just saw a few pages. Thinking, it's a really good journal that you have there. And you're a young entrepreneur. Like, how is it like building your wellness brand in Canada? Has it been hard? Have you been well received?
Yeah. So I guess I started. It's been different, because the process of actually creating it is very different than now what I'm doing more, which is like selling it and putting it out there.
Yes.
So I started I published it almost 3 years ago now. So it's been that time that I've been like, building up the brand. So it's been mostly, it's been received, like I've been very lucky to have so much support and received very positively from even people I know, people I don't know. When I go to, my favorite thing is to do like the in-person sales. So there's like community events. I have met with various like Indigo store managers and been able to set up book signings. So craft shows, at all those, I get to meet a lot of people who I talk with, and it's always so nice. A lot of times, like, depending on how in depth we talk, like maybe I'll share my story, they'll share theirs. So there's been a couple of times like tears have been exchanged. But it's really nice to feel just that connection with other people. And but that's probably my favorite part, is just the in-person kind of connection. Yes. But I've also, of course, done like the social media aspect of it, did online advertising, put it on Amazon, all those sorts of things I've tried. And that's been different. That's probably been more of the challenging side for me, is figuring out that stuff. But yeah, I'm sure like trying to build a brand, it's tough. It's not an easy thing to take on. And
not easy, because it's changing every day. You try to cater to the audience, try to, cater to the market as it goes. So it's quite challenging at times, but I find if you have the right team, the right support, be consistent, which you're on the right path, it will be good. You have the right success. So how do you balance creativity, business, and self-care? Now that you kind of explained that, all three of those, how are you juggling all
those? I hope I'm good at balancing it. And self-care. I feel like the creativity and the self-care part of it, for me, they kind of go hand in hand. But for business, the balance is hard, because sometimes it's busier than others. Sometimes I almost feel like I need to take a step back, because I'm like, I need to just focus on something else for a minute, and then when I come back to this, I'll be like stronger. I think it's just more knowing when you need to spend more energy in a certain place, like almost just being in tune with yourself and recognizing that, because I feel like life just kind of happens. It's so hard to keep a balance by like one specific like recipe to do it. It's more just having a self-awareness, I would say. I think so.
Know how to like allow your time to each of these things, so that you're not drained, you're not exhausted. Kind of just even it out among those three items. Love that. Your journaling and mental health. We got to get into the mental health. I'm a big mental health advocate. For someone who's never journaled before, where should they start?
I mean, it would depend what kind of journaling they would want to get into. I think like writing where you want to just write your thoughts. It's a very different kind of journaling than something like this where you're more just coloring in different days and writing kind of very minimally. So I think almost know yourself and what it is that you want to do, because like if you're kind of excited by it, then you'll have an easier time getting started. So kind of just knowing what it is that you like, but also just not being afraid to try something. Because I think sometimes it's easy to feel like, oh no, that's not going to work for me. I'm just not going to even try. So just being like, okay, I'll try it. What's the worst that can happen? I spent 30 minutes on it and I move on to something else.
That's true. That's true. Because I find a lot of people struggle with being honest with themselves on paper. Why do you think that is? Just being honest on paper.
I think it's hard to confront how you're feeling sometimes. Yeah. And even like seeing it written down or hearing yourself say it, sometimes you might even be like, oh, that sounds kind of silly. If that's what I'm thinking to myself right now, then you actually put it physically down. And sometimes you can be like, oh, that's what I'm thinking right now. Wow. Like you kind of have to
Just
release it and then kind of accept it that, oh yeah, that is what's going on. Or even if it's the positive things you're writing down, like that's what I'm feeling happy about as well. Like it's nice to just, it's almost like it sounds like boring. Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Because when you do write on paper, it's almost like you're just emptying what's
inside. Yeah. Or, just quick thoughts going through your brain. Almost after you write it down, you can just have some peace.
And you just feel lighter.
Yes.
You walk away and you just breathe, and that's it. So it does come in handy, the journaling. It's a good outlet for those who can't really see a therapist. I find that journaling is like a backup.
Yeah.
It doesn't really talk back to you, but just having that release.
Something there. Yeah. And it feels like it's a physical thing. It's different to just write something down. It's just like a grounding feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you personally stay consistent with journaling, especially on tough days?
Yeah. I would say the tough days would be the days I want to do it the most.
Yeah.
But then again, those aren't the only days that it's important to do it, because then it almost just gets associated with, well, I just journal when I've had a bad day. But there's so many benefits to it. Like that's kind of why I made this an everyday sort of thing, coloring in your moods every day or writing something you're grateful for every day, because it's something that you have to build up over time. It's a way to just change the way you're thinking more than just for in the case of this journal, just only being an outlet. It's also just a way of building up a mindset shift. So a lot of that kind of well-being aspect, and that's something that you just have to incorporate all the time. Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah. And consistency is different. Like it doesn't mean doing the same amount every single day. It just means one day maybe you do a lot. I mean, the next day you do a little bit. Maybe you miss one day, but overall it's
just keep journaling. It's very helpful. Very helpful. You seem a little bit like a girly girl.
Oh, maybe you eat about that.
I want to touch on some like girly, light-burning moments with you, just to see a little bit. What's your favorite way to enjoy your life right now? How are you enjoying?
Right.
Like you mentioned that you just started college.
Yeah. So right now for me, that's like kind of going out with my friends and stuff, like even just going on little adventures. Like after class we just tried like a kind of cafe across the street, and I didn't have like such a huge social life in high school. I didn't like get out a lot with friends. I kind of had just less of that, but now I'm really enjoying the connections that I'm making with more people, and I feel like people are so open and like-minded now that I'm in like a specific program. So that's probably been the way I've really been enjoying it. I think it's also just been a lot of excitement of like something so new. So that's probably been like the main enjoyment for me right now.
Love that. Nice little circle. What are 3 things that's always on your self-care list?
Ooh.
Self-care, very important. Top 3 that you're like, these are must. I mean, like a journal. I'm joking. Journal.
I like it. I would say one would be doing something artistic. That's a big like, self-care for me. Just even if it's just like a doodle or something, just something small. Another one for me, like a big part of my self-care. I'm a big talker. I like just talking about how I feel.
How you feeling?
Just what I'm excited about my day. And for me, that's with my mom. Like we just will sit and we'll talk for so long. If I'm like a little bit stressed about something or just been tired of doing my studying or whatever it is, I'll just like, go downstairs and sit on the couch and my mom and I'll just talk forever. Like, that's a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
And then maybe another, I don't know, like that's the kind of like girly girl stuff. I love it, kind of just like, oh, like trying out different stuff, like makeup or outfits and fashion. Like that's all sort of stuff that I really like, and that's all self-care because it's like how to see yourself. It changes that too.
This is your mood.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, even if I'm not leaving the house, I'm like, I'm gonna put on something nicer today.
Yeah, outfits. Yeah, I love that. Those are some really good self-care items that you have there, especially the part when you send talking to your mom. I do that as well with my mom. Just having that conversation. It's like mom knows best and mom
knows you.
So, you know, it's just.
And we're both lucky to have that with our moms.
Very, very, very fortunate to have that. If your journal could talk back to you, what do you think it would say? Because you're always talking to your journal. That was going to talk back to you. What do you think it would say?
What would it say to me? I don't know. It would probably say it's okay to not color in the lines. It happens sometimes. Have a little fun with me.
Oh my God.
It would, I don't know. It would probably just say, like, keep going with what you're doing. Like, keep spending time with me. Don't put me away. Like, I like this everyday sort of interaction. Stay my friend. Oh my gosh, that's a funny question. I like that.
It's true because you're always talking to your journal. Now let's see the journal. Talking to you. What would it pour into you, or what would it say to you? And it's true. I think it would say that.
Has some personality. Yeah, it's fun to feel. It has a fun personality.
A fun personality. What advice would you give to someone who feels stuck and doesn't know where to start when it comes to journaling? I've been trying to get a few of my friends into journaling.
Yeah.
And they are just like, I don't know, I can't do it. I'm like, did you even try? Did you start? Did you do anything?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm just stuck.
Yeah.
What is it that's keeping them stuck?
Yeah. I think with like being stuck, even just beyond, I think it goes for journaling just for anything, like you're trying to start.
Yeah.
And I think that was something I've learned also from just the process of doing this, is to start something, you don't need to know all the steps to get to your end result right away. You just need to start. Just one step start at a time. Yeah, just start. Because to be honest, if I had known all the steps that were going to go into making this when I first started, I don't know if I would have wanted to do it. Yeah. Like, because I was able to do it in one step at a time. No one told me when I first started, you're going to like have trouble trying to find how to do a copyright and an ISBN number. You're going to talk to the printer for 7 months, which is a huge involved process. Like, really? Yeah, like there's so many moving parts that go into things. And I think that's probably the unknown is why a lot of people get stuck. Like for me, that's what it is. Well, what is it going to be like? I don't know all the steps. How am I going to get there? How am I going to do it? But you just need to start with what's the first step? Okay. And then what's the next step?
Yeah, like just all connects. Like once you start.
Yeah. When you go to high school, you're not trying to think about getting your diploma on the first day. It's like, just start going to math class. And then from there, you're going to go to English. And then it just happens one day.
It's a nice of a path, nice of a flow for all that. To start. It's true. You just need to start. If you want to get into journaling, just need to start.
And I'm sure you even can probably relate to that. Even just starting the podcast, it's a huge thing to take on. Even just the equipment, the decor.
Shoot, I had a whole vision of this whole thing. I'm just gonna sit and talk, and then that's how it works. I'm like, oh, okay, this. Okay, this share, sure, audio, turn off. It got so so sure. But I had to just start, and then the minute we started, it all just started to flow. When I understood it, then I was like, all right, I think I can.
Even I heard this. I don't remember who it was. Someone said it to me, and it's like, I think it's a great kind of message to share on with other people. It's this quote. Someone cited, "Do it scared. Just do it scared." Right? Like, you're gonna do it anyways, and it's okay. You don't have to not feel scared in order to do something. Like, you can just do it scared. Just as long as you're doing it, you can give yourself permission to feel nervous and to feel scared or feel kind of unsure about starting something, but just still do it anyways and kind of sit with that feeling, right? I think that's something I always think, I just do it scared. It's fine.
Also, another one for a t-shirt.
T-shirt. T-shirts at this point.
Scared. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Do it scared. Because sometimes when you're scared, you don't want to do it.
Yeah. Because it's not a good feeling, right? You don't want to sit with that and
do it scared. What's next for the Lala life? Any upcoming projects and journals we should look out for?
Well, I don't know about journals to look out for yet, but for now, I'm still focusing on really trying to build a community around this idea of shifting your mindset.
Yes.
And for now, that's through doing like my social media posts and especially the in-person events. Like, I have a Christmas craft show coming up.
Nice.
And actually next weekend. So just sort of community events, that's kind of been my focus for now. I think this has been like my biggest thing is going on the Moni podcast. That is really the most exciting next part of the Lala journey. That's really the biggest thing. But yeah, just continuing trying to put it out there to more people and building that community. I want to keep growing what I've started building and get this kind of out there. Haven't thought necessarily about another one yet.
Yeah.
Maybe, we never know what's going to happen. But for now, it's just kind of trying to keep on building a stronger community.
I love that. It's a very good journal. It looks really nice. It's eye-catching. All the NTLPs and the pages and everything that you have inside. You put a lot of thought into this because you experienced maybe what you were missing and realizing what would you would also help others. It's a very, very nice journal. Fun to fill. Which brings us to a segment of our show called Good Things Are Coming. This is a segment of my show where I like to leave our guests, our listeners, our readers with a positive affirmation.
I love that.
To help you get through the week. So I'm going to do a little good things are coming because ... And then I'm going to have Ella do a little good things are coming. So good things are coming because every page you write today becomes a seed for your peace tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know if I could match that. That was the tea. I like that.
Little good things are coming. What'd you go?
I don't know if I could that now. Good things are coming because I believe that they will.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's like a nice positive affirmation.
I already used that one in your book. You had that right. I don't think so.
That one is nice. You just have to believe that good things are coming.
Yeah, I feel it.
Good things will come your way. Ella, oh my gosh. I want to thank you for sharing your story and your spirit with us. You just have this beaming light. Just a nice little aura, a nice positivity energy about you. I really love that. You've reminded us that healing doesn't always happen in like grand gestures. Sometimes it's in the quiet moments with a pen and an open heart. For anyone listening, take a moment this week to write something honest. Even if it's just one line, just one line, you never know what it might free inside you. So thank you, Ella. And if you'd like to learn more about Ella's work or grab your own fun-to-fill bullet style journal, you're going to visit her website, lalalifeinc.com. That information is going to be in our notes. And follow her on Instagram at lalalife4you. Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode, and remember, good things are coming.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to have your platform and speak with you. You have such a good energy. I really enjoyed this conversation. Yeah. Keep talking for like 3 more hours.
Thank you
so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for being a guest. And to our subscribers, continue to look out for more episodes. Bye for now.